Hi there, we're going to make a herringbone wire pendant today, and I'm going to show you the technique. We'll go through it slowly and step by step, and then even a bonus of making another one. Let's see how we go. These are my tools. I have pliers, side cutters, lovely old tools that I've bought in antique shops and second-hand shops. I'm using an old iron, flat iron, as my anvil, so all sorts of interesting tools here. First of all, we take a base wire, which is, today I'm using brass, and it's 1.1 mil thick, and it's a strong center for this pendant. You need a nice strong center, and then you can use soft or quite tough wire on the pattern part of the pendant, but this one works really. First we flattened and straightened out the stem wire with the hammer, just a little bit of hammering on the anvil, and it's straight. Then I cut a piece of soft aluminium wire, which is lovely for jewelry. Make a little hook on the end, and then it'll go around the bead, which is threaded on to that stem wire, and we'll slowly build up that pattern. It's going to be really pretty. You can see the examples above next to my little bowls of pretty stone beads. We're just going to go slowly through this technique, and use your fingers a lot with this technique. It slowly builds up and builds up, and you just have to keep adjusting and adjusting. Let's see how this goes. It gives you enough time also to follow along with me. I love the aluminium wire because it's soft, but once it's made into a piece of jewelry, it keeps its shine. It's tough and very pliable. Right, we start by putting the little hook on the end, below the bead. Squeeze it tight so it doesn't move around or up and down the stem wire. Your bead is in place, and you do your first curve around the stem wire up to the right hand side, up and around, right around, and to the opposite side. So you will see we build it up from here. I have made hundreds and hundreds of pendants for shops, markets, and I found that this aluminium wire works so well. I've really enjoyed making rings, pendants, brooches, all sorts from it. And you can see there, we're just building up that wire around, right around the shoulder of the stem and to the other side, and always keeping a little bit of an extra loop on the side. Don't pull it in tight or tightly, because as you swing the wire around the stem, it's going to tighten up a little bit, just a little, few millimeters. So make an allowance for that. You can hear my parrot talking in the background. He always has a lot to say. I love making jewelry, and this is such an enjoyable pendant to make. There are so many variations of what you can do with this. You can see in the background I've used brass and a lovely handmade bead, and built up a completely different looking pendant. brass copper with beautiful angelite light mauve stone. It's really pretty. So there's endless possibilities. You can make earrings, make a whole collection of these smaller ones, and then you can join them together with jump rings and make beautiful bracelets. So there are so many different variations on this. We're going to go on, finish this one, and then we're going to go on and do another one with a rose quartz stone, just as an added bonus. There's so much fun you can have with making these pendants. Just take your time with this, and remember to keep using your fingernails, your fingers, and hold your thumb on that central bead, and it stops the wire from jumping up onto the top of it, keeps it going sideways. You're now going to trim the ends of the stem and roll your bail, and you're going to roll that little end underneath so it's all neat and doesn't scratch. You can also make a few of these and make a bracelet. There's so many variations. It's such fun. Sizes as a pendant. This is the fun bit where you've almost finished your pendant and it only needs to have the ends curled under and the bail made. Simply a bending, a rolling of that top spike. You can make it more complicated, obviously. You can bend it over, you can do a double bail, you could do a fine weaving within your bail. There are lots of variations to this, but this is just the simple basic one, and it's a lot of fun, and you're going to use your own imagination to carry on, and each person makes something unique to themselves. I hope you've enjoyed this. As a bonus, we're going to go on to a second one with the rose quartz. Rose quartz is one of those stones that is so popular. It's always going to be a good seller if you're making for markets or your online shop. Rose quartz is so, I would think, probably the most popular, or together with turquoise. Turquoise is again another one that will always be popular. Now you can see with the rose quartz how you're going to loop your wire, the aluminium hook on, squeeze it tight, and then start to do your winding. As you wind, make sure that you keep your thumb tightly on that stone, because that will build up your pattern, and you'll find that it keeps your wire flat and building out to the sides of the pendant rather than tightening up over the top of it. And remember to just leave that little looseness in the loop, and as you wind it around the stem, it will tighten up again and pull in perfectly. You might be wondering where I purchased this wire. As in South Africa, we don't have a wide variety of shops and craft shops that we can buy from, so the aluminium wire I order from China, and the brass wire I buy from a local hardware shop, and my copper wire I buy from an electrical shop. So we make do with what we can, and still manage to make beautiful jewelry. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope that you've learned a lot. Just keep trying, even if you use some really inexpensive wire, and just just try it. I always think jump in feet first, and if it doesn't work the first time, you can try again. And it's the best way to learn, is just to let your fingers get used to working with wire, how to work with it, how each different wire performs, and each one is totally different. I love working with this aluminium wire, and I love working with copper wire because it's soft and it's beautiful. It's beautiful before you even start making the pendant, and the designs just seem to build up on their own. The copper speaks, and it looks beautiful with a turquoise or a blue stone particularly, and it has a wide variety of effects that you can get from working with it. And as I say, the aluminium is lovely. I've made so much jewelry with this, and it's very forgiving, and yet once it's made into a piece of jewelry, it stays strong. The little pendant in the background, you'll see, has handmade bead. The brass one has a handmade bead from Ethiopia, and then the other larger brass pendant has a bead from Nepal. So there's such a variety of effects that you can get with these pendants. I do hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I've tried to make it as clear as possible how to make these, and let me know if there are any that you would like to see again, or different styles that you would like to see in future tutorials. Have fun. Thanks for watching. Bye.